Wilhelm Rutherford Templeton may not be a well-known figure by modern standards, but the modern world, for better or worse, would not be possible without him. His mathematical formulas laid the groundwork for the very first computer algorithms. He also pioneered the modern cheese grater, invented the paperclip, and farted in his diaper until some poop came out. Fart, 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 poop, fart, fart. Ha 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 ha! Farts! Fart! Deep fart fried! Ha ha ha! Paul, this is for you, buddy. This is the fart episode.
Wait, you faked us out?
Yeah.
It's an episode on
there's
farts?
There's not even a Wilhelm Rutherford Templeton. This is the fart episode.
Farts?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's time to fart. Let's get ready to...
Let me see if I can rip one right now. Let me see if I got... Hold on. Let me... Right here at the start, I would love to fart right into the mic. See if I got any gas. Sometimes you got to like poke around in your guts a little bit.
Come on, guts.
Come on, fart. Don't film me now.
Come on, fart.
Release a bubble. I don't want to shit my pants. So if but if one comes, I'm gonna call for a pause, and then I'll
if anyone feels a fart coming on, just let us know. And
there's got to be at least one fart.
The Kraken.
Yeah.
Unleash the Kraken. So I'm gonna start. Here's a little fart joke for you. I have a couple little fart jokes to sprinkle in.
I love fart jokes.
So a guy walks into a bar, says to the bartender, "Listen, I can fart the Star-Spangled Banner." Bartender's like, "What?" "Yeah, I'll do it for 2 beers. Give me 2 free beers, and I'll fart the Star-Spangled Banner." Bartender looks at the guy and says, "All right, you know what? You're on." So the guy gets up on the bar, gets on all fours, proceeds to just projectile shit all over the bar. Total. And the bartender's like, "Hey, what the fuck?" And the guy's like, "Hey, man, even Frank Sinatra had to clear his throat before he sang."
That's not so much a fart joke as it is a shit joke, but
well, I mean, it has fart as an element.
It has a fart as the setup. I like that.
I mean, the guy's a fartist. You know what I
mean? Clear his throat.
I had to clear his throat.
Oh man.
Treason. That is treason. That is treason, Johnny.
I don't even care what this is actually referencing. I want this hanging on my wall.
Treason.
Can I get a big print of this? Oh my God. This is my favorite piece of art that we've ever looked at. That's treason, Johnny. Do you see the guy on the left?
Yeah.
Johnny, don't do it, Johnny Bull. That's treason what you've done. You farted on the magistrate's picture. It looks like the magistrate's picture is smelling the fart in a way it's being farted onto.
The picture is aware that it's being farted upon, dude.
Treason.
treason,
a
boy.
treasonous fart, indeed. Like, how could anybody not love farts, dude? A fart is treasonous. A treasonous fart. Dude, they're so important and so lighthearted and so amazing, and they just, oh man, I love farts. Thank you so much, TJ.
I know, right? I figure we could use it, right?
Oh, we need it.
So, why do we fart? What's that about?
Treason. That's why.
For treason. That's why Paul farts. Treasonous purpose.
Only treason.
Every fart from henceforth, I just want to make this proclamation. Every fart
know what,
I
Paul?
release from this day forward is intended as a treasonous fart.
You know what, Paul? I know I'm going to get you for Christmas, Paul. I'm going to find an artist to recreate this with you, and I'll make it like Biden or whatever in the...
Don't put Biden on it.
Sure. I'll put whatever you want. I don't care.
Just put the same guy, man. That basically is me. Just add a beard to it, you know?
Yeah, just throw a beard on him. Just draw a beard on this guy.
I'm fine with it. Dude, that magistrate that he's pooting on back there, he perfectly represents the type of person who I want to fart in their face.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
So the body, I don't want to get too educational with this one. This is mostly just for fun, but little education. The body produces intestinal gas as part of the process of digestion. Once this gas is inside the body, it needs to be released somehow. So there's two ways. It can be expelled through the anus as flatulence or through the mouth as a burp. Some intestinal gas comes from the air that we swallow when we're eating or chewing gum or drinking through a straw or smoking. Oxygen, nitrogen, and carbon dioxide are the primary external gases found inside the body. They make up what is known as exogenous air. Intestinal gas is produced within the body when bacteria in the colon break down food. This is called endogenous gas. Endogenous gas consists mainly of hydrogen and, for some people, methane. It can also contain a small amount of other gases, such as hydrogen sulfide, which is what makes farts stink.
That's the kind of fart you want, though. If you want to fart in somebody's face.
That was methane that made a fart stink.
Apparently some people do have methane in their farts, but according to this article, hydrogen sulfide is what makes the fart stink. But less than 1% of any given fart is hydrogen sulfide. So if you ever, next time you fart and someone's like, oh, that stinks, you'd be like, only 1% of it does actually.
Wow.
That's what we call the warm fart, dude. You feel them. It's like when you fucking unleash that fart, that's when you know you mean business. Like, oh, it feels warm.
So, Paul, you might be gratified to know that the oldest known joke in all of human history is a fart joke.
That is not shocking to me. And
So
it's also look at what's right at the center of this right here. Tarsus.
A cod. Yeah. I was thinking a cod because this is from Sargon's realm here.
Yeah.
The namesake, anyway.
So
Sargon, the Empire of Sargon right here.
Sargon of Akkad invented the fart joke. Is that what you're going to tell me?
The Sumerians.
I mean, you can take that, but like the real Sargon of Akkad, not the internet.
Right.
No, so this is the oldest known joke. Well, get a little backstory. Some academics from the University of Wolverhampton were commissioned by the British comedy channel Dave. The name of the channel is Dave. To find the oldest known jokes in human history. So they determined that the earliest joke that they can date is from a Sumerian proverb, which dates back to at least 1900 BC, but perhaps as far back as 2300 BC.
That's an old joke.
Yeah, that's like what, that's like 5,000 years, something like that. The joke is as follows. Something which has never occurred since time immemorial. A young woman did not fart in her husband's lap. So I don't really get it, but apparently it's like kind of the equivalent of a well-known quip by actor John Barrymore, which is love is the delightful interval between meeting a beautiful girl and discovering she looks like a haddock. So basically just saying like, you know, your affinity for the person you're attracted to is going to like fade over time or something.
Or right. I got it. I see. It's like, yeah,
it's just like, you know, you start to see the blemishes after a while.
Right.
But in this case, the blemish is the fart.
She looks hard.
You know?
She looks hot, but then you find out she's farty. You know what I mean?
She look hot, but then she fart.
Man, I do not get Sumerian humor at all.
I mean, the joke is I mean, like, think about how poorly like some comedy films that you from like the 70s, 80s and shit have aged. Some aged well, but like think about how badly some comedies have aged, and then just imagine, you know, that times 1900.
Man,
BC.
no wonder the Sumerians went away, dude. The fart game wasn't on point.
Yeah,
But,
man, that's a
you know what?
pretty
They
lame
did
fart joke.
They did recognize, though, that farts were funny very early on, you know?
Yeah, that was the innovation there. It's like, fart? Funny.
And see,
And you know what? This is the first joke that anyone bothered to write down, so...
I feel like literally the first joke ever told was... and then somebody else going, you know what I mean? Like, that had to be it. So one of our, like, very close cousins, they were sitting around the fucking, you know, jungle, and one of them lifted their leg and let out a wet, juicy one. And the dude next to him just bowled over out of the tree laughing. You know what I mean? Just fell out of the tree laughing. And the first joke was born, man.
We should kill Grog. He useless to tribe. All right, kill Grog. Grog funny. Grog can live. You make me laugh.
Do the thing, Grog.
Grog, do fart.
If you can fart on command, that's a skill.
You want to know what the funny thing is? Is like that is a level of humor that has aged like a fine fucking wine, bro. Like you could transport my ass back to the primeval ooze with a bunch of semi-humans, and if one of them farted on another one, I would die laughing right there with the rest of them.
So some people think that farts are lowbrow. Some people think fart humor is for like,
That's not lowbrow, dude. Everyone loves a good fart.
Well, just to show you how wrong you are. You know who fucking loved a good fart? Benjamin Franklin, bitch.
Oh yeah, I know about this one.
Benjamin goddamn Franklin, motherfucker, wrote a whole essay. It was really a letter. He wrote a little letter about farts. I'll read you a little bit about this. In 1781, Benjamin Franklin decided to write about a truly important scientific topic, flatulence. It is universally known that in digesting our common food, there is created or produced in the bowels of human creatures a great quantity of wind.
Ah, yes.
This is what he wrote in an essay variously known as To the Royal Academy of Farting, or simply Fart Proudly, that the permitting this air to escape and mix with the atmosphere is usually offensive to the company from the fetid smell that accompanies it. Franklin's reasoning for taking up the topic of farting to urge the Royal Academy of Brussels, which had put out a call for scientific papers to take up the goal of discovering some drug wholesome and not disagreeable to be mixed with our common food or sauces that shall render the natural discharge of wind from our bodies not only inoffensive, but agreeable as perfumes.
Yes!
Wow.
You know what? Why do we ever stop?
Yep.
I gotta say, though, as much as I admire his pluck, I think that he would have removed like a good 75% of what makes a fart funny. Like, if a fart was a delightful little smell entering then it wouldn't be even funny anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Like, dude, because you know what? You could tell people, you're like, yeah, my farts smell great. And then just admit the fact you don't eat whatever it is that makes your fart smell like perfume.
But this was just, Benjamin Franklin, this was not a serious suggestion on his part. He was like,
how do you know?
Funny.
He was fucking, know?
As it goes on, he's like,
he may have been a serious fartist, TJ.
Yeah, maybe. Well, finally, he concluded with a few puns, declaring that when it comes to practicality, the discoveries of Aristotle, Newton, and Descartes and others are scarcely worth a farting. Get it?
Wow. A fart thing. Yeah.
It's probably funnier when we actually use farthings as currency, but, still.
But he was chuckling at some farts. You know he was chuckling at some farts.
This proves it.
I wonder,
Benjamin Franklin, he loves a fart.
I wonder
just like
which
any other sophisticate.
Is there any historical figure that you think would have remained stone-faced or perhaps gotten offended?
Well, when I looked through history, I saw a bunch. When I was doing research for this episode, I found a bunch of historical figures that liked dick and fart jokes, basically. Like,
who doesn't?
I couldn't find a lot of specific examples of farts in particular. Now, there were some. I think, like, James Joyce loved fart jokes. Abraham Lincoln loved fart jokes and shit jokes and dick jokes and just had a dirty sense of humor in general. A lot of great historical fucking figures, especially like in the literary world and stuff, loved and appreciated farts because they're funny.
I'm trying to imagine like a leader that would have been able to like maintain a straight face if like there was a really important like thing that somebody was coming to ask them and they were like, my liege, and bowed low, and then, like you just hear like a squeaker come out or something, and it just echoes.
There's no way, dude.
There's no
fucking way,
dude. There's no. I would have died. You know. So there's no way. Like, do you think that there's any? Do you think Kim Jong Un would like be able to just sit there and like stoically hear a fart?
I think he'd laugh his ass off and then order that dude executed.
Yeah,
probably right.
You're dead. You die now.
Now you die.
Then, my friend, you die.
I want to tell you, I got another little fart joke for you. This is about a class of elementary school kids. They're learning some vocabulary words, right?
Yeah.
Teacher's like, use definitely in a sentence. She calls on a little girl, and the little girl's like, my mom will definitely give me a cookie when I get home. And the teacher's like, that's just wishful thinking. You can't be certain. It's not definite, so you can't say definitely. Then the teacher calls on a little boy, and the little boy's like, my parents definitely love me. And the teacher, who's a real asshole, by the way, is like, you don't know that for sure. It's not definite, so you can't say definitely. Then the student in the back raises his hands. Teacher's like, oh, wait, yeah, what's that, kid? Kid asks, are farts heavy? Teacher's like, no. Well, then I definitely shit my pants. Boom.
Dude, it's more shit than fart.
Hey, you know, sometimes, I mean, look, farts are a prelude to shit in many instances. I don't know what to tell you.
Shits and farts can go hand in hand, but I would, in its purest form, a fart is not a shit.
That's true. Very true.
You can combine the two.
A fart is a fart and a shit is a shit.
But I would say, TJ, that this is a failing on your part. Two jokes.
It's a fake show.
Two jokes that have too much shit. They're shit jokes. They're not fart jokes.
The fart is not the punchline. The shit is the punchline.
But, you know, I think this this joke does hinge on the question about, like, teacher, what constitutes a fart? You know?
I mean, the fart, while important, TJ, is not the star.
So while I was searching for fart sound effects, I found this channel. This is real fart sounds directly from my ass. They are all mine. Real fart.
Collection of farts.
They've been at it for a while.
A few minutes ago. Oh. A juicy fart.
This is some bull ringers right there.
They've been doing it. Look how far they've been at it for a long fucking time.
Dude, can we see what their most viewed fart is? Like, what's their most popular fart?
The most popular fart they ever farted.
King fart.
The top fart.
20K views. Wow, that's a good one.
That's the one we just watched. No. Hold on. Play that one again. Those are three great farts. He's got the stepped on duck, the I should check my pants fart.
And let's take a listen to each one.
The saucy fart at the end.
That's right. So there's like a little tiny little.
That's the stepped on duck. So that's like somebody stepped on duck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I better check my pants fart because it sounded had a wet note at the end. And then that last one is the dismissive fart. That's the fart that I imagine TJ blew in that sour old bitch's face at the bank or whatever. Oh my! That one sounded like jazz trumpet. Miles Davis. Holy fuck!
It starts. Oh my goodness! That is just a hearty, rich fart. Oh, quick little.
That was a good one.
Oh, listen to that pattern, the delay. That's like a song.
That was a sputtering fart. I think he's shitting during some of these. And it sounds like there's matter. Yeah, there's matter in some of these.
But you know what? You don't hear
sounds.
You don't hear any splashes though.
Post-production.
Maybe he just drains the water out of the toilet.
Oh, okay. But you hear a plop, wouldn't you? Tight fart.
Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my.
Oh, 15 minutes of real farts, special edition. Here you go.
Okay.
Oh,
Subscribe to my channel.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That one sounds like a fucking snowmobile revving up.
Wow, this is really lowbrow, you guys. This is really lowbrow stuff we're doing right here.
What?
You know what? We need to class things up.
No, we
I think
don't.
we need to class things up, Paul.
Arabian Nights.
Certainly, there's no fart jokes in this.
It's time for a story. 1001 Nights is a collection of Middle Eastern folk tales compiled in Arabic during the Islamic Golden Age. It is also known in English as the Arabian Nights, from the first English language edition from 1706, which rendered the title as The Arabian Nights Entertainment. One of the stories contained therein is entitled The Historic Fart. I will now tell you the tale. In the city of Kokyuban in Yemen, there was a man named Abu Hassan of the Fadli tribe who left the Bedouin life and became a townsman and the wealthiest of merchants. His wife died while both were young, and his friends pressed him to marry again. Weary of their pressure, Abu Hassan entered into negotiations with the old women who procure matches and married a woman as beautiful as the moon shining over the sea. To the wedding banquet, he invited kith and kin, ulema and fakirs, friends and foes, and all of his acquaintances. Huge wedding. The whole house was thrown open to feasting. There were 5 different colors of rice and sherbets of as many more. Kid goats stuffed with walnuts, almonds, and pistachios. Young camel roasted whole. So they ate and drank and made merry. The bride was displayed in her 7 dresses and 1 more to the women who could not take their eyes off her. At last the bridegroom was summoned to the chamber where she sat enthroned. He rose slowly and with dignity from his divan. But in doing, he was over full of meat and drink, and he let fly a great and terrible fart.
Oh, dude, I aspire one day to unleash a fart that somebody later describes as great and terrible.
So in fear for their lives, all the guests immediately turned to the neighbor and talked aloud, pretending to have heard nothing. Mortified.
That's my favorite part of a fart, is that there's this is like a group of people that are like,
well, you just went to a wedding and you just heard the groom, who is a powerful man, fart, in front of everybody.
My head would be
Eating roasted camel. Young goat. Baby
listen,
goat. He's busy, teacher.
Mortified, Abu Hassan turned away from the bridal chamber as if to answer a call of nature. He went down to the courtyard, saddled his mare, and rode off, weeping bitterly through the night.
I was so distressed after that fart.
I mean, really. So in time, he reached Lahej, where he found a ship ready to set sail for India. So he boarded, arriving ultimately at Calicut on the Malabar coast. Here he met with many Arabs, especially from Hadramaut, who recommended him to the king. This king, who was a kafir, trusted him and advanced him to the captaincy of his bodyguard. He remained there 10 years in peace and happiness, but finally was overcome with homesickness. His longing to behold his native land was like that of a lover pining for his beloved, and it nearly cost him his life. Finally, he sneaked away without taking leave, and made his way to Makalla in Hadramaut. Here he donned the rags of a dervish. Keeping his name and circumstance a secret, he set forth on foot to Kokuban, his homeland.
This dude went into a hiding because
for
he
10
farted.
years.
I mean, that's a hell of a fart.
So on the way to Kokuban, he endured 1,000 hardships of hunger, thirst, and fatigue. He braved thousands of dangers, from lions to snakes to ghouls.
Shit, ghouls even?
Drawing near to his old home, he looked down upon it from the hills with brimming eyes and said to himself, "They might recognize me, so I will wander about the outskirts and listen to what people are saying. May Allah grant that they do not remember what happened."
They do.
He listened carefully for 7 nights and 7 days until it happened that, as he was sitting at the door of a hut, he heard the voice of a young girl say, "Mother, tell me what day I was born, for one of my companions wants to tell my fortune." The mother answered, "My daughter, you were born on the very night when Abu Hassan farted."
You can never escape it. You were born the night of the fart. The great fart came. Like the town, measures time based on the fart. Like it was 10 years ago that the fart was unleashed upon the town.
No sooner had the listener heard those words when he rose up from the bench and fled, saying to himself, "Verily, my fart has become a date. It will be remembered forever and ever." He continued on his way, returning finally to India, where he remained in self-exile until he died. May the mercy of Allah be upon him.
Dude, his life was ruined by a fart.
Oh my God. Verily, my fart has become a date.
Why do you live in exile?
It will be remembered.
The tale of the fart.
Forever.
You do not know the tragedy of the
and
fart.
ever.
Oh,
You can imagine just
man.
being like, because you farted, dude.
And here we are, hundreds
guy.
of years later, laughing at Abu Hassan's fart still. Man.
He was
Poor
right, man. He'll never escape it.
Poor
He'll never
fucking
escape the fart.
You were born on the very night that Abu Hassan farted. Verily, my fart has become date.
I flee.
It will be remembered forever.
Oh my God, man. I love farts, bro. This just goes to show you that they've just always been at the center of everything. Dude, you want to know what the fucking meaning of life is? It's the fart, bro.
But
Look at this man's life torn asunder by an ill-timed fart, man. His belly was too full, Scotty, of meats and cheeses, fine
Of
wines, goat
camel.
meat, dates. Oh my God.
Pistachios, walnuts, a fitting meal for a merchant stature.
But little did he know, brewing in his
oh,
mouth.
my beautiful bride. The guests are just like, how's the weather?
And he just
The only honorable thing left to do is to flee these lands.
He flees weeping. Oh, God.
Finds a ship. Take me away from this place.
It literally says he invited his friends and his foes. So all his friends and his enemies are there.
Oh,
He
man.
invited his fucking enemies to flex on them, and they saw him fart. Everyone saw.
Fuck, man.
man, he never lived that
What does
one
life
down.
even mean, guys? What does it even mean?
Poor Abu Hassan.
And you know what the sad thing about Abu Hassan is, and I think maybe it is the parable. Had he just laughed and allowed everybody else to laugh and about the fart, he probably could have remained with his beautiful new wife and a powerful merchant.
Yeah.
But
Should've
because
been
of,
like, woo! Yeah.
Like, damn, that was a spicy one.
Unfortunately, they hadn't invented woo yet. So
That was an innovation, dude. That was an innovation in society. When you let one rip, instead of fleeing and living in exile, you would go, woo, damn, boy. Oh, man. What'd you eat?
or he could have fucking tried to play it off like, oh, that bitch just farted. She farted to the guillotine. She's not my bride. You hear that? She just farted, everybody.
One of my favorite moments on this show ever was Scotty did an episode about the fart that started a war or whatever.
God. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Like
It's like 10,000 people died because of the fart. Yeah.
It's like a Roman fart as like a Jew or something.
It was like, or vice versa. Like I think it was the vice versa. I think a Jew pulled up his tunic and farted at a Roman soldier, and that just set it off.
Verily, I stabbed him in the ass.
It doesn't matter what language you speak. If you walk up to someone and like fart on them, I mean, you get the picture,
man. But that's the thing, though. If that happens in a normal circumstance, usually the worst that's going to happen to you is the guy's going to like shove you and be like, "Man, get the fuck away from me." You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, like a specialty. When we did the show in we did DP in Bellevue. We're in an apartment building, and you have these elevators, right? And like I would be like, okay, like I would try to time my farts. I'd hold my fart in. It's like right when I was getting off the elevator. So like, and then some Bellevue yelling have to get into it. And then you would just see it in their faces so many times. The doors closed. Like, yes, my fart is yours.
Yep.
I give you the gift of fart.
I give you my gift.
How like you my gift?
Passing gas. Fart! Flatulating. Fart! Passing gas. Fart! Flatulating. Passing gas. Fart! Flatulating. Fart!
Fart!
Fart! Fart!
Fart!
I mean, she's not just saying like fart. She's like fart.
Fart!
That's the most, I think, authoritative, like, speaking of the word
She
fart.
rears back to say it. She's like, fart!
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy, man.
30 fascinating facts about farts.
I'm a
This is a green
12-year-old.
cloud.
I can't even look at a little fucking cartoon pair of legs with a green wind coming out of it without giggling.
So I already did this one. Everyone farts. If you've ever encountered anyone who swears up and down they don't fart, they're lying. If you're a human being who breathes, you break wind. Gas is essentially the byproduct. We already know what it is. I explained it earlier.
I've heard people claim this.
I've never farted.
I've never farted.
I actually don't fart.
You fart.
Weird thing about me.
Dude, the girl I dated in high school claimed she never shat. She didn't even. She not only did she not fart, she didn't shit.
Was she Kim Jong? Was she Kim Jong Il?
Yep.
The medical term for a fart is flatus. If you want to sound super smart when someone steps on a duck, you'll want to use the proper medical term for fart, flatus. It comes from the Latin word meaning the act of blowing.
Bit of flatus, TJ.
Ah, yes, flatus.
Oh,
Excuse my flatus.
Oh, pardon my flatus.
Oh, this one here, I'm way better than this.
Adults fart about 14 times a day.
Dude, I at least fart like 30 times a day.
I mean,
Minimum.
dude, I have for a guy that loves farts. It's kind of like the cosmic joke. I'm really not all that farty. So I only get a really good fart like once a week. You know what I mean? And so, man, I can't. Well, I mean, I'll poot a little bit. You know what I mean? You get a little bit of like, but like a really good rumbler, I only get that like once or twice a week.
Increase your fiber, Paul. Increase your fiber.
It is impossible to hold in a fart. No matter how sly you think you may be, you cannot hold in a fart. Sure, they can rumble to the surface at inopportune moments, and you can often comport your body in certain ways to prevent the little guy from screeching out, but the gas will escape. If you're lucky, it will do so quietly over an extended period of time to give you the best chance of not being suspected as the one who dealt it.
Man, dude, I've got the fucking key, dude. I know how, and I bet a lot of people do this. Here's how you do it, right? You have a fart that you have to release, and you don't want people to hear it.
Yeah.
You have to like clench your fucking butt cheeks together, right? And bear down on your, like, clench your sphincter. And then you've got to kind of like reach around underneath yourself and peel one butt cheek open. And what that does is it stretches your butthole. Like, imagine your butthole's like a knot, right? And it stretches a little bit. It makes
A wider opening.
Makes a very uniform opening for the air to slowly pass through.
I love this. Yeah, that's a great tip. I love this fucking shit. According to Claire Collins, a professor of nutrition and dietitians at the University of Newcastle, holding on too long means the buildup of intestinal gas will eventually escape via an uncontrollable fart.
You know what, dude? I feel vindicated here because me and Taylor argue about this all the time. Like, I'll just fart openly. She's like, you don't need to fart. I'll be like, you know what? Yes, you do. And this proves right there it's impossible.
No, well, listen to number 7. If you try to hold in a fart, it could leak out your mouth. If you're truly cursed, holding in a tail scudder for too long could mean that the gas will be reabsorbed into your circulation system and could actually leak out your mouth. Do not take any chances. Unleash the air biscuit.
Man, I've met some people that I think do this, dude. I've met some people that got like fart breath.
Your breath smells like farts. You need to let it out your ass. Shakespeare loved a good fart joke.
Who doesn't?
Just as it's considered rude to pass gas in public, the word fart itself has long been considered a vulgarism, making it impolite to talk about bottom burps in certain company. But that didn't stop some of history's most celebrated thinkers from writing about cutting the cheese. William Shakespeare was a master of the fart joke, as evidenced in works like A Comedy of Errors, where the character Dromio of Ephesus says the following: "A man may break a word with you, sir, and words are but wind. Aye, and break it in your face, so he break it not behind."
Yep.
Oh, beautiful.
Geoffrey Chaucer, is that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Had a character, "Let fly a fart as loud as it had been a thunderclap" in the Canterbury
That's
Tales.
impressive, man.
Plenty of other classic works feature fart jokes. Dante's Inferno, Aristophanes' The Clouds, Mark Twain's 1601, J.D. Salinger's Catcher in the Rye are just a few pieces of revered literature that waxed poetic about cheek squeaks.
Everybody loves farts, dude.
James Joyce, author of Ulysses, a classic book that I don't think anyone can actually get through or read, but he didn't shy away from fart talk. He actually took it a step further. He seemed to find something romantic in breaking wind. When he wasn't busy writing some of the most influential works of the 20th century, Joyce penned some pretty raunchy missives to Nora Barnacle,
Oh, yeah, he did.
his wife and longtime muse. In one letter written in December 1909, he used the word fart a total of 10 times, and mostly in an X-rated context. "I think I would know Nora's fart anywhere," Joyce said. "I think I could pick hers out in a room full of farting women." He described it as a rather girlish noise. So, his love of farts, I think, goes even beyond yours, Paul.
Yeah,
He
I
takes
like
it to
laughing at him. I don't like jerking
He
off
takes it to
him.
a fucking totally different place.
He likes farts.
On that note, farting can be a fetish, but I got a little section on that later, so don't worry. We'll get to that. One woman who had obsessive thoughts about farting was advised to fart harder. An obsession with squeakers isn't always a fetish, though. In 1982, a pair of scientists at Georgia State University published a case study in the Journal of Behavioral Therapy and Experimental Psychology about a 33-year-old respiratory therapist who could not rid her mind of obsessive thoughts about roaring from the rear. In a rather unorthodox move, she was instructed to intensify flatus emissions, or in layman's terms, when she had to pass gas, she should just fart harder. This contradictory advice helped free her from the thoughts altogether.
Yeah, dude, the farts were building up in her brain.
Yeah,
she was
had to let
holding
them out.
She was holding them back, but as soon as she started letting them out,
I mean, everyone's heard of a brain fart, right?
Yeah. Canadian Parliament once argued about the appropriateness of using the word fart on the
Ridiculous.
chamber floor. Listen to this.
excuse me, sir, excuse me. You should not use that word here in the presence of gentlemen. I love
It's
that.
actually from 2016, so it's not like even that long ago.
Really?
Yes.
So conservative MP Michelle Rempel, in an impassioned speech, dared to ask, why does the government treat Alberta like a fart in the room that nobody wants to talk about or acknowledge? Rather than answer her question, Green Party leader Elizabeth May admonished Rempel, labeling her question distinctly unparliamentarian and requesting that her colleague withdraw the statement.
You know what? Blow it out your ass.
May's issue wasn't with the political content of the conversation. It was, in her words, the use of the word. The word was F-A-R-T.
You say the word fart in my
She wouldn't even say it. She wouldn't even say it. She had to spell it out.
F-A-R-T.
She said F.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. Are you fucking for real? You've never, fart?
Eventually, the assistant deputy speaker broke out the House of Commons Procedure and Practice Rulebook and read from the section on unparliamentary language, then declared that the honorable member said a couple of things that were borderline, but it is up to her to decide whether they were unparliamentarian. Someone took offense. I will take it under advisement and bring it back to the table, and we will go from there.
The answer is no.
Man, I just had a fucking epiphany while you were reading that, TJ. I had a bolt from the blue, man, and I'm sorry, but
share it with the class.
I've discovered where I'm moving on after Deep Fat Fried. I've decided to quit Deep Fat Fried. I'm going to start a channel called Farting In ... And I'm going to crowdfund people to send me to famous places, mosques and buildings and churches and theaters, and record myself releasing a fart in each one of them.
Yeah, you go to like,
I don't blame you.
that sounds cool.
And then I'll just name each video Farting in the Louvre, Farting
Here
in
I am
Parliament.
in the Vatican.
Yes, Vatican here. Ooh, a juicy fart in the Vatican. Oh, is that the Pope?
Here I am in Mecca.
Yep. Here I am standing by the Holy of Holies in Mecca. Oops. another
Here I am
easy
by
one.
the Wailing Wall in Israel. I'm going to put my ass right up to one of the holes and... yes.
Wonderful. That's what I like. This next one is good.
Gerald Ford blamed his farts on his Secret Service agents. Canada isn't the only place where politics and pant rippers have come together in an explosive way. When Gerald Ford, the 38th president of the United States, would let one rip, he's said to have regularly blamed it on his Secret Service agents, very loudly saying things like, Jesus, was that you? Show some class.
Hey, you know what? If you're president, you might as well take advantage of it.
I mean, that's good. He was joking. It just shows that he had a good sense of humor about the fart.
He's got a fucking, he likes to joke around people.
He was a joker.
One boss got sued for allegedly farting too much. It was Greg Short. He was a supervisor at the firm in a firm in Melbourne, Australia. Got sued by David Hinkst, a former employee, who claimed that he was continually bullied by his boss, or more specifically, his boss's gassiness. During the year he worked for the company, Hinks claims that between May 2008 and April 2009, Short would regularly amuse himself by coming into Short's windowless office, at which point he would lift his bum and fart.
That's awesome.
Hinks sued for $1.8 million in damages, equivalent to roughly $1.3 million USD. While Short denied being a serial fart attacker, he did acknowledge it was possible that he had let a few go near Hinks. In any case, the court sided with the company, deciding that hotboxing an office on occasion did not rise to the level of harassment. Hinks vowed to appeal.
I can appeal for my millions.
It's a bad idea to fart at the police in Germany. In 2016, when Berlin police were asked a group of people to show them some identification, one man floated a pair of farts their way instead.
Dude, they should have been let go. I mean, if you could just conjure up a fart, like, are your papers in order?
Yeah, here they are.
all right, go on.
The farter in question was fined 900 euros for disrespecting law enforcement and started what became known as the Crazy Toot Trial, which required the participation of 23 law enforcement officials and prompted a huge debate over wasteful public spending.
Well, it makes sense.
Dude, another fart that changed the world a little bit, man.
Some have turned farts into performance art. In the late 1800s, a French baker named Joseph Pujol would often entertain his customers by sucking air into his rectum, then expelling it in a way that he could actually imitate different instruments' sounds. While not a fart in a technical sense, Pujol decided to take his act on the road. He adopted the stage name La Pétomée, which combined with the French word for to fart, piter, with the suffix main for maniac.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
basically the farting maniac. And wowed crowds with his talent for passing wind at will. If you'd like to see a flatulence perform for yourself, at least one is still around, England's Mr. Methane, a.k.a. the King of Farts.
Wow.
Scientists have studied how much space a fart can take up. Beans, everyone knows beans do make you gassier.
Of course.
It's not, you're not letting... There's no scientific evidence that links how loud a fart is to how it smells or lack thereof. So some people say, like, you know, silent but deadly or whatever. But
whoa. Fuck that, dude. Number 22.
Farts can be visible in cold air.
Hell yeah, dude.
We've all heard stories or seen YouTube videos of people lighting a fart on fire. And yes, it's true that a lit flame and a gaseous toot can make an explosive combination. But here's another fun, sciencey fart fact. If a person cuts the cheese in cold weather with their pants down, it would likely be visible in the same way we could see our breath in the cold weather.
There ain't no likely about it, man. There ain't no likely about it. I have seen a fart.
You have seen the fart. Your farts really do smell worse in the shower. Well, it's really just because you're not wearing any clothes, so there's nothing to absorb the smell.
Yeah, it's just like
and you're in an
directly
enclosed space, so it's just like it has nowhere to go. You know,
they smell the absolute worst in the bath because it's all like trapped in a bubble that comes out all at once.
God
damn,
it's a stinky ass bath.
It is possible, though unlikely, to spread a disease via a fart.
What? That's awesome.
Yeah, though it's highly unlikely and would take a very specific situation, namely a person carrying a disease would have to remove their pants and fart squarely at another person in rather close quarters. It is possible for disease to be spread through gas.
Wow.
Now, here's an interesting thing. Lots of animals fart, and for some of them, it can be a genuine matter of life or death. So the Bolson pupfish, a fish found in northern Mexico, feeds on algae and can accidentally ingest the gas bubbles that algae produce in warm temperatures. That becomes dangerous if the air finds its way into the fish's intestines, which make it difficult for the fish to swim. If it doesn't fart to remove the air, it's likely to die, either from being attacked by a predator when it floats to the top of the water or because the gas bubbles rupture its intestines. One of the most notorious animal farters is actually the termite. They might be small in size, but termites live in colonies of millions, so each termite lets a microgram of methane loose per day. It adds up to about 20 million tons of methane per year, or 1 to 3% of global methane emissions from termite farts. Not every animal farts, though. It's thought that octopuses do not fart, nor do soft-shell clams, sea anemones, or birds. Sloths don't fart either, and they may be the only mammal that doesn't.
Poor sloth. Doesn't get the joy of farting.
And I think this is bullshit.
No sloth farts, man.
I think
a sloth does fart.
I think every animal farts, bro. We may not have caught a clam farting. We may not have caught an octopus releasing a fucking toot. But I'm telling you, man, I don't think there's a fucking creature on this planet that doesn't fart.
So, Benjamin Franklin would be pleased because apparently there is a pill that claims to make a stinky fart smell sweet.
Let me smell your fart.
If you'd rather avoid the sulfur-like smell of any fart, there's a pill for that. In 2014, a French inventor named Christian Poinchevel claimed he could turn your flatus from sour to sweet with a pill that will make your gas smell like chocolate. If chocolate isn't your thing, there's rose, violet, ginger.
You have to smell
lily.
your own fart to confirm it, though.
Oh, smells delightful.
A little fruity on that one.
There's also fart neutralizing underwear.
TJ, you need that.
Are ineffective. Some fart filtering fashion is a better bet. There's an entire company, Shreddies. I'm going to look this company up, actually, that uses activated carbon in its line of underwear, pajamas, jeans, and even seat cushions to block the more putrid smells associated with farts.
New fart filters. Perfect.
Damn.
Yeah,
How much are these things?
I'll take you to their website here.
Yeah, let's look at these Shreddies.
Flatulence filtering underwear.
Oh, even bedding.
Bedding, too.
Damn, okay.
Bags,
I
guess.
You can fart into your bag.
Don't know what's going on there.
They're just proving that it works.
I'm sure these are the people who fucking need this product for sure.
Definitely. These are the people that are releasing the worst farts.
Yeah, you can just tell. Look at them, and you're like, oh, you guys have some nasty farts, I bet. Why is this dude dressed like a fucking superhero?
Looks like they're doing like a fart test. Click on that shit.
Fart demonstration real quick.
And let's see the fart menstration.
Is this it? Or is it one of these down here?
I think it's the top one there.
All right, let's see.
The Gadget Show.
These are definitely for you.
And to do the testing for us, we thought we'd bring in a professional. In fact, the professional, the only flatulist in the world, Mr. Methane. Welcome to
there you go. There he is.
our studio.
Hello, Rachel. Hello, Jason.
Great to meet you,
Thank you for giving me the
what the
opening,
fuck,
so
man?
to speak.
If you could just squeeze into these, please.
Squeeze into
Squeeze into
into these.
please. All right. Well, the fart now has to travel through like 9 layers of shit.
you
So
get these things that look like big incontinence nappies, and these are
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
stylish.
They are very...
let me see him fart.
So, Jason, the idea is let's just stop the smell.
3, 2, 1.
Jason, you're down the right end.
Oh, yes. This guy's got the best job.
Look at her. Fuck. This bitch is turned on by farts. You just look at her. She's like,
She wants it. It's like, could you swing him round and blow one of those
Swing
in
him
my
round.
face, please?
blow one right here, sugar.
Hit me right in the tonsils with it.
Hit me, baby, one more time. Farts. All right.
Womp, 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 womp,
So-
womp, womp.
I have another joke for you. There's no shit in this joke. So
All
let's
right,
see. Maybe this will
finally.
be the one that pleases. Maybe this will be the one that pleases you.
All right.
An old woman goes to the doctor complaining of extremely smelly farts. I don't understand it, doc. I have this terrible, terrible gas. Thankfully, it's at least silent when I fart, but the smell is horrible. So the doctor hands her some pills, says, look, take these for a week and come back to see me. So the old woman returned a short time later, extremely mad. She said, I took those pills like you said, but not only is my gas still terrible, but now when I fart, it's obnoxiously loud, too. And the doctor said, well, now that we've solved your hearing problem, let's see what we can do about that gas. Boom. There you go.
Dun, 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 dun. That's a deaf joke.
It's a deaf joke. I mean, it's like so centered around farts.
It's
though.
an
The
ableist
fart
joke, TJ.
is the
This
setup
joke is
once again.
not funny. Not funny.
Man, you guys
Give
are
me a
picky
fart
about
joke
fart
where the
jokes.
fart is the punchline, TJ. That's a
Only
fucking fart
the
joke.
best fart joke, TJ.
You just need some Terrence and Phillip humor is what you...
Yep.
I need the actual fart, dude. The fart needs to be present, man.
Fear of the fart. Fear of the fart. Some people are scared of farts, Paul. You know that?
Are they?
Yeah. Flatulophobia, Paul.
That ain't me.
Is the fear of flatulating, whether flatulating oneself or somebody else flatulating. The common fear trigger is being blamed on the unpleasant odor that comes from flatulating, or even the sound of flatulating. If the sufferer notices the odor of the flatulence, or even hears someone flatulate, they may panic and flee from the people who flatulated. Mild sufferers would stay away from people who flatulate often, while severe sufferers would stay away from anybody, often resulting in the feeling of depression due to the lack of personal contact. But they can still contact people via phone or social network.
Are they
Sufferers would try
are they
to avoid
afraid of-
flatulating themselves.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are they afraid of like farting themselves or just other people's farts?
Both. They're afraid of people. They're afraid of being blamed on them.
Dude, I have
for
the
most part.
opposite problem. I have a fear of not farting.
They're terrified that, even if someone else farts, somehow they're going to be blamed on it. And it's like a horrifying prospect to them. Like, oh my God, everyone thinks I farted.
You farted. I hate you. You go to you need to go into exile now. Go move to India.
Man,
Get the fuck out of here.
I want to go to school to become a psychiatrist just to treat a flatulophobe. Dude, look at this shit. Hypnotherapy. You are sitting in an empty room. There's a fat man sitting in the center of the room. He lifts his cheek and gives a broad and warm smile. And he farts. No. Calm down. The fart calms you like a mist from the morning sea blowing in your face as the sun rises. Breathe in the fart. Look at this other exposure therapy. So like I've hired a man to come in and fart in your face. You'll sit there and take it.
White guys farting in my face matters. And then there's the other side of things. Eproctophilia. Explained. A brief look at fart fetishes.
See, wouldn't it be like flatophilia or some shit?
Nope, it's eproctophilia. It's also olfactophilia, is the paraphilia in which individuals derive sexual pleasure and arousal from smells and odors. Typically, the erotic focus relates to body odors of a sexual partner, including genital odors. One arguably bizarre subtype of olfactophobia is eproctophilia, which refers to a condition in which people are sexually attracted to flatulence. A couple of years ago, I published the first academic study of an eproctophile in the Archives of Sexual Behavior. My paper was a case study of Brad, a pseudonym, a 22-year-old single man from Illinois in the United States. Brad first contacted me after he read a blog I had written on proctophilia. I was interested to know where the roots of his fetish began, and he explained that it all started when a girl he had a crush on at school farted in science class. This appeared to have laid the foundation in Brad's early adolescence of sexual arousal being paired with flatulence. Brad's sexual orientation was far from being straightforward. As he told me, I could be any of three, depending on the perspective in terms of relationships. I am straight heterosexual. I could only date or have romantic feelings towards a female. In terms of fetishism, I am bisexual. I get aroused thinking of both males and females in these fetish situations. However, I have no real desire for sexual intercourse, be it penetration or being penetrated, which would make me asexual. Brad first engaged in a proctophile act when he was around the age of 16 or 17 years old. He was with a male friend, and up to that point, he considered himself heterosexual. This was until he heard his friend fart in front of him. Brad told me the fart was appealing in sound, and he found himself fixating on it.
Did you eat beans today for lunch?
At first, he didn't want to admit he was into farting, but eventually he decided to experiment. He set up a bet and intentionally lost, with the wager being that the right to fart in the loser's face for a week. He continued to lose such bets once in every few weeks over a period of 2 years. His sexual attraction to flatulence grew in young adulthood.
Don't you think it would be obvious? Let's have a bet. Ooh, I lost. I'm ready.
Yeah, let's bet. And if you
why do you have a heart on?
If you win, you can fart in my face as many times as you want. Just fart
Endlessly.
Just endlessly fart in my fucking
Make sure you have
face,
an extra fibery diet.
Dude, I'll bet you $1 million that I can jump over that house right now. And if I can't, you can fart in my fucking you know what? The whole football team can line up and just fart right in my face. All right, we'll take that bet. Oops, I couldn't make it. Oh, well, guys. Oh, no. You know it's happened.
I mean, we just read about it happening. I have had my face farted on by both men and women, and point blank range, I like the sound and the smell. The worse, the better. In terms of sound, I prefer a deep bubbling sound. In terms of smell, I like acrid sulfur. I prefer the farter to be clothed. I don't particularly like seeing the anus open. It's not revolting to me. I just prefer fabric for 3 reasons. Firstly, the sound tends to be better with fabric, particularly jeans or nylons. Second, the smell lingers in cloth, whereas in the nude, it's relatively quick blasts of smell. Third, I like the look of the butt cheeks better when they are defined by fabric. Being farted upon by others also allowed Brad to play a role in being subservient and dominated by someone else, something that could be masochistically sexually arousing. One of the more interesting things was Brad's insight into his own behavior. He had to be attracted to the person for the flatulence to be sexually arousing. To see a beautiful, delicate lady passing wind is a breach of those expectations in a profound manner. That a beautiful woman is capable of producing a disgusting sound and smell is what attracts us, and what makes us want to experience it. Brad is very,
Brad's,
he's got this down to a fucking science.
Yeah,
dude.
he's figured out his fetish.
He knows all of his little preferences and stuff, like, she should be wearing denim, she should be wearing nylons, and she should have a nice butt, but I don't want to see the anus open. It's not like it's disgusting. But
you
then
don't want it to be. You don't want it to be quick, though.
You want it to linger in the fabric, so you just really kind of drown yourself in it for a minute there. The more dainty and fucking unexpected she is, the better the fart. Oh my God, to see a delicate lady fart, and then, oh my God, she's so refined.
I mean, there is something kind of like extra funny about seeing a very dainty,
Paul.
prim and proper woman.
Funny. It's so funny, Paul.
Are you trying to make the insinuation that I'm a fart fetishist, TJ? That I'm a proctophobe or some shit, or proctophile?
No, Paul, we never say that.
Of course not.
We would never say that.
Paul, I would never say such a thing.
I tell you what, dude. I'll take a lie detector test, and if I fail, you can fart right in my fucking face all you want.
Deal!
For a month!
All right. This is a little section called Inculpatory Pronouncements. So the source of a fart involves a ritual of assignment that sometimes takes the form of a rhyming game. These are frequently used to discourage others from mentioning the fart or to turn the embarrassment of farting into a pleasurable subject matter. The trick is to pin the blame on someone else, often by means of deception, or using a back-and-forth rhyming game that includes phrases such as the following. He who declared it, blared it. He who observed it, served it. He who detected it, ejected it. He who smelt it, dealt it. He who sang the song, did the pong. Then there's some turnabout. He who denied it, supplied it.
Yeah. He
He who said the rhyme, did the crime. He who accuses blew the fuses. He who pointed the finger pulled the trigger. He who articulated it articulated
I
it.
like that one.
He who introduced it produced it. He who inculpated promulgated. Very sophisticated, that one.
Yeah, you have to be amongst a certain crowd to
Ah,
bust
yes.
that one out.
He who inculpated promulgated. He who deduced it produced it.
I like that one.
He who was a smart ass has a fart ass.
No, that's I didn't want to get that one.
He who sniffed it biffed it.
Oh man, these are killing me, bro.
He who eulogized it aerosolized it.
I like
Doesn't
that one.
really rhyme all that well, but okay.
Whatever. It's good.
This is Scotty. He who sensed it dispensed it. He who wrapped it cracked it. He who policed it released it. Whoever rebuts it cuts it. Whoever said the rap did the crap. Whoever had the smirk did the work. Whoever spoke it broke it. Whoever asked it gassed it. Whoever started it farted it. Whoever explained it ordained it. Whoever thunk it stunk it. Whoever is squealing is concealing. Whoever thought it brought it. Whoever gave the call gassed us all. He who circulated it perpetrated it. Whoever spoke last set off the blast. The smellers, the feller. I like that one. It's like prospectorish. The smeller is the feller. The one who said the verse just made the atmosphere worse. Whoever's poking fun is the smoking gun. It was the thinker who unleashed. It was the thinker who loosened his sphincter. He who said the words did the turds. Whoever made a frown laid the brown. And finally, whoever made the quip let it rip.
You let it rip, TJ.
So here's a classic example
Holy
of how
fuck.
trying to assign the blame can backfire. This is a joke about royalty. Has the queen emitting a big fart. You know, the queen farts and she turns to a nearby page and says, Arthur, stop that. And the page replies, yes, your majesty. Which way did it go? All right, I'm going to wrap this up with one final fun fact for you, Paul. Explore the fart family name.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah.
there are bunches of people named Fart.
Historical records offer an unusual
The
window
Fart
into
family
your family's
tree.
past. Learn more about the Fart family, where they live, what they did for a living. Search for birth records, death records, blah, blah, blah.
I think I know what they did.
So they found 430,560 records for the Fart last name.
Poor
Respectable.
bastards.
2,300 family trees, 1,700 census and voter lists, 1,600 birth, marriage, and death certificates, 383 photos, which you have to pay money to see them. But here's where most people with a Fart last name, there's about 55 Fart families in, I guess, the U.S., 7 there. It's not a hugely common name, but some people do have the last name
Yeah.
Fart.
How are there
Especially in this
people
great
in
country.
China? How are there multiple Fart families in China?
Well, that's in Russia. I don't see any in China.
In China, there's not any.
7 in
listed.
Australia. Here's some popular first names for the surname Fart. Anna Fart, Bob Fart, Elizabeth Fart, Fart,
Fart.
George Fart, Henry Fart, James Fart, John Fart, Joseph Fart, Janos Fart. I think that's supposed to be, I don't know. Mary Fart, Poop Fart. I don't think that's someone's
That's
name.
someone's
somebody's
name.
trolling.
Sarah Fart, Thomas Fart, William Fart.
I'm William Fart. Good day to you.
There's no fucking Fart family. This is just trolling, dude. This can't be
There
real.
is-
This is the Fart family.
There
folks.
is a Fart, and actually a more common last name is actually the last name Farting. But I think it's funnier when it's just straight up Fart.
It's me, Dick Fart. How you doing?
I'm Dick Fart. What's up?
Pussy fart.
My name is Pussy Von Fart. Anyway, that's farts. Hope you enjoyed.
I can't help but feel that you left a lot of gas in the bowels on this one, TJ.
I mean,
You did.
dude, there's
No actual farts featured in this episode.
Not a single fart joke the whole episode. We got 2 shit jokes and a deaf joke, TJ. You couldn't.
sorry about that.
Not
I
a
don't
single
know.
Not a
fart
single
joke.
fart, dude. Not a single fart. TJ, you didn't fart yourself.
I guess that I have a looser definition of what a fart joke encompasses, but still, I hope everyone liked it. There is actually, Paul's right. There's plenty more farts left on the table. So,
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, it's a disgrace. You bring us a fart episode and you don't fart once during it.
Yeah.
okay. Let me give it a shot. Hold on.
Okay.
Do you have one?
thing. Does he have one?
Let's see if he.
It was a weak fart, but it'll do.
It'll do.
It was a fart nonetheless. I smell it on my mic now. God damn. All right, the end. Bye.